Kadita. For the Farsa, I think, yeah, that works.
Not bad. I don't hate the plan.
There's a Kagura too, if they wanted. Oh, there you go.
Really good call. Really good call. When you see Uranus, you're thinking magic, magic, magic.
Yeah.
Whatever you can really double down on.
Yeah.
With Joy and Kadita, I'm liking CFU's composition, but it's all based on that momentum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a Cho Kadita, so no one's safe if you're BOOSTGATE Esports here, if they get to find the right targets. It's an EXP laner we're looking at.
Yeah, only the Filipinos are going to get the reference that I'm about to say, but CFU are about to take BOOSTGATE to a Filipino vacation to Splash Island. Shout out to the Filipinos on the broadcast. I know you guys are there.
Yeah, you could search it if you're not Filipino.
Yeah.
XP lane options are still so open. Everything we mentioned are there. They just go for the safest one.
Like a Phobius? Yeah.
By these chains.
Well, it makes sense. You see the Joy, you pick up the Phobius, you have the dashes activated through. Holding on to match point. This could be their best shot, their best chance to end it here now and avoid a game number 3. BOOSTGATE needs to protect their identity if they want to stand strong.
Very early on, we see that at least both junglers are going to be starting on the same side of the map as the side laners now taking early engagements, which is exactly what you want to see. Boxy already putting down low as Opie hits level 2.
Oh, that's a fast clear. Rotation probably coming in for CFU Gaming, but if it's just fast rotations we're talking about, then that's a Farsa that you're up against. So at this point in the game, BOOSTGATE Esports can definitely be the more aggressive team, especially if they're constantly able to scout where Boxy and OP are like this, forcing them to recall even. So this is something they probably want to take advantage of, but wait.
I think this is exactly what they want, right? BGT understand that, hey, actually we have better wave clear because it's a 2v2 lane. Double, concussive blast on both of these supports as well. Not to mention that generally Gatot is going to clear slightly faster than Cho, who hasn't put himself in danger.
Yeah, because the way that CFU Gaming were able to fast clear that mid wave was a bit forced if you were to look at it.
I'm so surprised that Wacker was not able to connect with the taunt. That should have been a kill, luckily. I mean, or at least minimum a flicker. That's totally true as well.
And actually was able to get the EXP from the crab, and now CFU, Boxy has to watch out for his timing when he's gonna use the dashes, because X is gonna have a field day in the big team fights with the Joy and the Cho around.
And I think right now the poke is so important from Opie. Oh wait, full commitment actually. Summoning Barbiel to get right on top of Opie. Bertha Yotra into Petrify as well. Doesn't connect just yet. But with Barbiel, the extra stats is useful. Wacker about to go down. Revitalize keeps him alive and puts Detective down to 1/4 of his HP. A statement said, expectations not met just yet.
Could have been so much better for BOOSTGATE. I think they clearly wanted to get OP without this level 4 yet. Oh!
Feathered Airstrike already out as well as rough waves. It's going to be a little bit of a dance as Identity tries and holds on to his last 2 shots of Feathered Airstrike. Wadu still existing, being frustrating as Identity stuns him and moves away. It's going to be an early Purify here from Wadu on top of the concentration, but still, BOOSTGATE Esports takes the very first turtle.
Yeah, Detective just decides to trade and take some enemy jungle camps from that. Not too much of a significant lead just yet. But this is where I feel like BOOSTGATE might want to be a bit more cautious. At least they have the advantage now, but then CFU Gaming, they're really being keen on looking and holding these bushes where they could pass through. So fortunately, the rotations have been working out for them so far. Oh, wow.
I like the aggression.
Yep.
I like he's not allowing Wachter to get into any good, comfortable position, and now the pressure is onto RX.
I think most people, especially for those casuals who are looking to get into professional MLBB, 80% of the game is really just posturing for better positions than your opponent. And I think that's something that most people need to get behind.
There you go.
Good position, good kick, but instantly canceled out the second half. Thank God for Wachter. Identity saved.
Fortunately.
I think that little snapshot gives me an idea as to why Identity chose not to go for the Purify, because he knows that the clock can easily come in. He'd rather reposition
Oh.
Breath of the Ocean straight away, full combination with the rough waves. OP finds another kill, and this feathered airstrike is looking less and less impactful for the first 4 minutes of this game.
There's so much control between the Joe and the Kadita together. Identity gets away.
I'm surprised the detective actually didn't want to go further to trade out against Identity, but I think he saw Kazaway just at the edge of his screen.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's not worth the trade.
Yeah, Boxy was there to scout him out too. They're holding the brushes really, really well. So whatever we mentioned about BOOSTGATE and their rotations earlier on seems to hold true. Blazing Duet already used by Sing.
Yeah,
Alt for alt.
I think at this point I really don't want to see the carry Cloud matchup anymore because it's just very clear all the Clouds just win against that carry.
Yeah, there's just nothing you can really do about it, especially now that it gets the hybrid lifesteal. So it's like trading is even crazier.
Oh, okay. Boxy still has the flicker, by the way. So if he did want to go for a target, then he might actually be able to reach for whoever that is.
I think Boxy was called off, but now this next upcoming fight is about to occur. Concentration has already been gone through as Wadu is trying to peel them off the Ionic Edge. Detective instantly takes out Lee's Identity, gets Wactor as well, making it look easy as the entire front line ditches their mid laners. And as you can see, CFU gonna do whatever they want as they chain CC, XC to the ground. Boxy ends up getting disrespected, and finally Detective getting a killing spree. 3 kills for him in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, but Boxy standing there in front of BOOSTGATE Esports was so deceptive because it wasn't actually him who was planning to start things off. It was Detective who just went in straight for the kill onto Identity, and everything else followed after that. So BOOSTGATE Esports, they have more than 1 or 2 problems to think about.
I appreciate Wactor for trying to protect Identity.
Yeah.
At the end, the CFU just with their toolkit, a little bit more mobility, a little bit more annoying to catch out. It's the Kadita and the Joy. One taunt is going to be so difficult to land, so I really can't blame Wactor for not landing it.
Yep, that's why you got to deny space, and why BOOSTGATE needed an early lead to be able to dictate the game. Because CFU Gaming, they're setting up tolls at every single intersection of this map, and BOOSTGATE can't walk away without at least paying the price.
Yeah, so far it's only been Boxy that's been the sacrifice for CFU Gaming, and that's okay. That's all good. Oh, that's another. Yeah, I could feel the nerf, you know.
Those are the 2 overly aggressive guys at the club who are just like, what? Who's gonna flinch first? Unfortunately, there it was actually Wactor, and Boxy was just like, all right, cool story, bro.
I mean, both of them refuse to give up the space. Feathered airstrike getting called early on. I mean, yes, he'll come back up. Wait, hold on. They're going even further, forcing the rough waves early from OP. Okay, wait, hold on, because now 40 seconds till the next turtle actually spawns an XC. Force the flicker out as Detective wants to dive him. They could still dive him if they wanted to, running out of that passive, but Kazaway is nearby. Wadu forced the ult, and now Detective must commit an all-in. Doesn't connect on his last dash, though.
BOOSTGATE Esports, it seems like they really are trying to target OP down, but that highlight or that exchange we saw in the bottom lane really was something. Okay.
Yeah, lots of deterrence being thrown at that Kadita. The moment you see it feathered airstrike, I don't care. They just want to take out the ultimate as soon as possible.
And the wings by wings towards the Kadita after. Oh, speaking of the Kadita.
One shot! Alright, item list. We need to see the item list. What's going on here?
Bro, that's busted.
That was so much more damage than I thought it was going to be.
It's Genius Wand Rush, and then he also had Rupture with him.
Oh my goodness. And now we get into the next fight as Wactor. Again, he's already revealed all 4 members. Phantom Steed already coming out. Feathered airstrike as well. As Zing gets right on top of Identity. Force the flicker away into 3 as Kazaway gets kicked right into the middle of the fight. RX takes out Boxy at the very least, and that's gonna be it. Kazaway does he manage to survive? RX takes out Sing as well, and mega kill for Detective Wactor, the final man to fall down as Wadu picks up the skull. 2 for 2 trade.
That shouldn't have been a 2 for 2, but RX stood strong in that bush and got Boxy and Sing.
Yeah, you know what they say about the carry and the Claw when it's just a basic attack matchup that we're seeing, and without the Blazing Duet, RX definitely could have dealt with him. Oh, but hold on, here in the top lane.
The dive, and he's gone. Electrifying beats just to show who's the boss.
I feel so bad for Identity this series. CFU Gaming have not been letting him play.
Yeah, we did kind of float around the idea of why he chose the Flicker over the Purify. But if they're not able to play as aggressively or anticipate what CFU Gaming is planning to do, then it's gonna be all the more difficult that he finds the purpose in this flicker choice. Oh, another flicker.
Really good way of the dragon into the flicker, into the rough waves, petrify, follow up, perfect chain CC, as Identity is able to take one and back in Detective, getting a shutdown for himself as XC flickers the wrong direction! No! Out of range, unable to pick up the most important kill.
Or did the Dark Wave actually land, but there was just not enough damage?
Yeah, again, they flickered in different directions here. Blazing Duet!
It's good enough, 50% of their HP in a mid-turret down.
Identity and RX couldn't do anything, not even with the amount of range that they had, as they stood under that tier 1 turret in an attempt to defend it from CFU Gaming. This is a 3k gold lead that we're just talking about. But even without all this, like the burst damage that you could already expect, OP and Detective, the magic damage, and that's without Sing going into Blazing Duet.
Yeah, speaking about burst, Identity just built up his first main damage item. He had to go for Blood Wings first and just built up the Lightning Truncheon. So maybe now we're gonna start to feel even more damage from this Farsa, not just on the squishier members of CFU Gaming. But the problem is he cannot get into position. Detective has been stellar with his entry timings.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at the items so far. I mean, double Genius Wands, right? One from OP, one from Detective. Even the MR doesn't feel that great. As Wadu, once again, he's back on the peel. He doesn't mind going toe-to-toe against XC here, especially when Sing is right behind him. Look at that. XC getting put down at 10% of his HP as the Feathered Airstrike is forced out just to save his life. This is going to be a no contest very soon, but look at the position of OP. No, it's about to happen. And now RX trying to live. Electrifying Beats was more than enough. And Kadena is out of there. OP, oh my god, he tried to outplay it, but the animation was too long.
Yeah, the passive was there to make sure that OP went down before he could have even casted the rough waves. So now Identity actually picks up the kill, but that's the Lord in the hands of CFU Gaming.
Brother OP, you did not need to enter anymore.
He was...
Detective did the job. He was aight, bro. Okay, fight for the purple buff. Kazooie gets his own.
Oh, they should be able to walk out of here, but now the Feathered Airstrike is being committed as well. The Purify nicely used by Wadu, and he survives the damage despite the empowered autos as he chases them back. Oh no, the mouse turns into the cat. Predator now turned into prey as they hold their ground into the mid lane. Notice that the orange buff is being stolen away as well as getting shoved from the top side. The continuous back and forth. Nobody will give up the territory.
What was that zigzag walk from Wadu that we saw earlier? He was walking side to side and...
Hey, Uranus doesn't walk, he floats.
Oh, he floated zigzag.
Yes, attempting his best rendition of Thriller.
Kazooie couldn't even catch him, not even with Barbiel.
Yeah, they really need to give him a little more, like, movement speed when he's on Barbiel. I'm going to be perfectly honest here. It does feel kind of slow sometimes without the Hunter Strike, but now that he's got the BRB as well as the Hunter Strike, things should even up, especially if they're low.
Oh no, that's a Wind of Nature pickup for Sing as well.
I take it back.
So, he might be a bit more confident going in.
Now.
I get it, because the Leomord, but I wish he packed Winter Crown instead.
And even so, Boxy is still trying to look for angles. Really good defense coming in from BOOSTGATE Esports. They're really taking advantage of their wave clear due to Identity and even Whacker making sure that the space is going to be uncontested.
Yeah, my guess is because RX, like we saw the mini 1v1s that he's been having with RX, and when it's you're against the carry when it comes to the basic attacks, it's just so hard to win against that. So maybe he's banking on that idea if it ever comes down to that, but does that...
Ouch, ouch.
Ooh, what?
He's gone. Goes forward with BMI right into Blazing Duet and in straight to the electrifying beats. Every ult under the sun, 4 members dead. Didn't even need to do much of my job to make that one happen.
Yeah.
That's the CFU. What a decisive fight.
Boxy making sure that Detective was able to walk out safely too by tanking the turret shots. It might just be it.
There it is. Right at the very end. Unbelievable. CFU, for what looked to be a stalemate, turned it to an over